I just wanted, okay, right, we're recording. So I just wanted to tell you that I am live in my red tent. So I'm just going to have to try and show you it because I've set it up all in advance.
Wow.
So this is in preparation for Thursday because I haven't got time to do it ahead of time. So welcome to my red tent and welcome to tapping for sleep problems and insomnia. So I thought what we'll do, first of all, I'll talk a little bit about the way I perceive the different kinds of problems. And I just wanted to tell you that if you have any questions, you can ask them on the panel on the side, and we'll try and answer them at the end of the tapping. So some people have problems falling asleep. They might kind of like get into bed and suddenly all the things that they haven't done during the day start whizzing through their minds, and it's really difficult to fall asleep. And other people fall asleep really easily, but then they actually wake up in the night. Maybe their child or baby's woken them up, or maybe they just wake up anyway, and their thoughts start coming, all the things that they're worried about start seeming bigger and greater. And some people like me actually wake up in the middle of the night and I just have my best ideas in the middle of the night, and it is so annoying. So sometimes what I do is actually I have to get up and write down all my ideas and then go back to sleep again, and that actually helps. And some people may or may not sleep well, but then they wake up in the morning and they feel really exhausted and grumpy for the rest of the day. So I don't know how sleep affects you, but I thought we'd come to each one of you, and everyone else can borrow benefits. So would any of you like to share how you know what you'd like to tap on with regard to sleep?
Well, I've always had a problem with my sleep since I was about 18. And it seems to be, it goes in cycles. So sometimes I will go to sleep really easily, but then be woken up in the night, or I can't get to sleep and then I sleep right through. So it's kind of seems to be a sort of cyclical thing. But yeah, I'm with you in that I have these sort of ping moments in the night where I think, oh, that's where she's left her ballet shoes, or yes, that's what I'll do first thing in the morning. I'm going to write that down in my diary, and I must, you know, those sorts of things I have. And I tend to, at the moment, my cycle is I'm waking up very early.
And do you wake up refreshed, or do you wake up tired?
I never wake up and think, yes, great, new day. I think, oh, I needed a bit more sleep.
Okay. So should we start with some tapping with you? Would that be okay? So if you could, what's the worst thing about your sleep problem right now for you?
It seems to be when I wake up at the weekends early, I have terrible anxiety about all the things that I need to do, and all the things that I'm not as a mother. So I should be doing more of this with them and spending more time with them, or I'm bad at this or bad. Yeah, I have terrible anxiety. And then when I get up and I've got my rational sort of head on, it all sort of dissipates, and I know that I'm okay and that I am a good mum. But I do have those dark thoughts.
Okay. And when you say that to me, where do you get a sense of where you feel that in your body?
I guess in my solar plexus.
Okay. And if you had to rate that sensation in your solar plexus on a scale of 0 to 10, what number would you give it?
About an 8.
And what's the sensation that you can feel there right now?
Sort of like an adrenaline, an anxious adrenaline.
Okay. Great. Thank you. And let's just check in with the others before we go ahead and do some tapping. So who would like to go next?
but I've got something similar to Catherine, where I keep waking up too early. So it could be as early as 4, but generally it's between 5:30 and 6, which to me is too early. And once I'm awake, I don't get out of bed, but I'm totally awake. I'm just lying there, and I never wake up refreshed, and I just doze. There's not a part that says to me, "Oh, just get up now and start your day." It's just I just lie there and in this kind of semi-conscious state, and I'm exhausted when I actually get up. And I've noticed that when I have days like that, it's just worse. My whole day's worse when I wake up too early.
Okay, so wake up too early.
Yeah, it's been on for about a month, 6 weeks.
It's been going on for about a month.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, and what's the worst thing about all this for you?
I think it makes me exhausted. It gives me headaches. I think it's impacting my head.
And can you feel the exhaustion or headache right now?
Yeah, around my eyes.
Nice. And on a scale of 0 to 10?
My eyes or the exhaustion?
Either.
7.
So 7 is the...
I just went into my eyes then.
Eyes. Okay, and the exhaustion right now?
It's probably about 7.
7, thank you. And let's just come to Blaze. Hi, Blaze. Are you still with us? Okay, we'll come back to Blaze. Blaze?
I think she's having connection problems because I can see her walking around with her iPad.
Okay. Okay. So let's start with...
I'm having trouble hearing what anybody's saying.
Oh, hi. Can you hear me now? Blaze? Okay, come back to me when you're present in this. So what we're going to do is we're going to be doing some tapping right now. And for those of you who haven't experienced tapping before, or it's also called EFT and emotional freedom techniques, it's like acupuncture for emotions, but without needles. So basically, most of the points are tapping on the face, and we say various words as we're doing it. So if you would like to, let's see, okay. So if you would like to tap along with us, which I do encourage you to do if you've got sleep problems, then please do take responsibility for your own well-being as you're tapping along. So for those of you watching and listening, just think about your own, just for a few minutes, think about your own issues with sleep. It might be similar to what we've spoken about. It might be something completely different. But either way, rate your sleep problem on a scale of 0 to 10, how much it's bothering you right now. 10 is the most intense, 0 not at all. And then when you're actually tapping along with us, you can forget about your own problem and just say the words that we're using, and it's called borrowing benefits, and hopefully you will have some improved feelings as well. So I can see that Blaze is back online. Can you hear me, Blaze? Just lost my pen. Can you hear me, Blaze? Okay, we'll have to come back to you because we can't hear you at the moment. So we're going to start by tapping on the side of the hand, and I'm going to start with Catherine and then move on to Rachel. So even though I have this feeling in my solar plexus, anxiety, I deeply and completely accept myself. No.
Pardon?
Even though I have this anxiety in my solar plexus, I deeply and completely accept myself. Even though I have this anxiety in my solar plexus.
I have this anxiety in my solar plexus.
I deeply and completely accept myself.
Accept myself.
Okay, so we're going to tap through the points, starting with the top of the head. This anxiety in my solar plexus.
In my solar plexus.
When I think about waking up early.
When I think about waking up early.
And all those thoughts that go through my head.
And all those thoughts that go through my head.
About not being a good enough mum.
About not being a good enough mum.
What other thoughts go through your head?
So much to do.
Mm-hmm. So much to do.
Am I doing it right?
Am I doing it right?
Am I doing enough?
Am I doing it enough?
Am I good enough?
Am I good enough? All these thoughts. Going round in my head.
Going round in my head.
In the early hours of the morning.
In the early hours of the morning.
That my rational mind. Reassures me aren't real.
Reassures me aren't real.
But at that time in the morning. They seem so real.
They seem so real.
And so vivid.
And so vivid.
And I can feel it now.
And I can feel it now.
In my solar plexus.
In my solar plexus.
All this adrenaline. And anxiety. Open to the possibility. Of beginning to release it. And then put your hands on your heart chakra or center of your chest and say transform, and take a deep breath.
Transform.
Okay, so I'm going to now move straight over to Rachel, and then we'll check in with you soon, if that's okay, unless there's something strong that's come up for you.
No, that's fine.
Thank you. So we're going to move on to a round with Rachel now. So even though...
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, go on.
I can say I've got the same thing as Catherine, that when I wake up, I see my day, and if it's a busy day, it's very overwhelming at that point. And then if I'm in the evening, that it fills me with a blissful feeling. Thank God for that. But if I'm busy in the evening, it makes it really stressful.
Can you say some of that again, because I didn't quite catch it all?
Yeah, so when I wake up in the morning and it's early, I will think about my day ahead. And if it's a day where I'm home at night in the evening, I feel calm. And if it's a day where I'm busy in the evening, I feel very overwhelmed. My days are very busy. So the thought of being out in the evening, or being working or doing something in the evening, it makes me feel really fractious inside.
Really what?
Fractious, just really unsettled.
Okay.
Anxious.
Thank you. Okay. So even though I wake up early in the morning. And I look at my day. And I can feel overwhelmed. If I'm at home in the evening. I feel calm. And if I go out. Or if I'm busy. I feel fractious. Unsettled. And I deeply and completely. Accept myself. So as we're tapping through, how does that feel as you're telling? Oh yeah, you said are your eyes still? Can you still feel that exhaustion in your eyes, or?
Yeah.
Even though I have this exhaustion in my eyes. I deeply and completely. Accept myself. even though
even though
I have this exhaustion in my eyes.
I have this exhaustion in my eyes.
I deeply and completely
I deeply and completely
accept myself.
accept myself.
Exhaustion in my eyes.
Exhaustion in my eyes.
And I get overwhelmed.
And I get overwhelmed.
If I'm busy in the evening.
I'm busy in the evening.
When I wake up in the morning.
When I wake up in the morning.
And I think about my day.
And I think about my day.
I get overwhelmed.
I get overwhelmed.
When I know I'm going to be busy.
When I know I'm going to be busy.
And I have this exhaustion in my eyes.
And I have this exhaustion in my eyes.
And when you think about that overwhelm of being busy in the evening, where do you feel that in your body?
Well, I'm noticing that it's working in the evening that makes me feel overwhelmed.
Okay.
Not just being busy. And I feel it in my solar plexus.
Okay. When I work in the evening.
When I work in the evening.
I can feel it in my solar plexus.
I can feel it in my solar plexus.
And you can feel that now when you think about that?
Yeah.
And the sensation in your solar plexus?
Tightness.
Sorry?
Tightness.
Tightness. Tightness in my solar plexus.
Tightness in my solar plexus.
When I think about when I think about working in the evening.
When I think about working in the evening.
All these feelings.
All these feelings.
And all these thoughts.
All these thoughts.
About waking up early.
About waking up early.
And about working in the evening.
And about working in the evening.
And the exhaustion.
And the exhaustion.
I'm open to the possibility.
I'm open to the possibility.
Of having compassion for myself.
Having compassion for myself.
And where I find myself right now.
And where I find myself right now.
With all this exhaustion.
With all this exhaustion.
In my eyes.
In my eyes.
And the feeling in my and the tightness in my solar plexus.
And the tightness in my solar plexus.
When I think about working in the evening.
When I think about working in the evening.
Okay, so say transform and take a deep breath.
Transform.
Okay, great. So let's see what's happened. Okay, let's. I don't know to Blaze, but we're going to get Katie on. So it feels like it's the workshop all over again. Welcome, Katie. Hi.
Hello.
How are you?
Thank you. Very good. How are you?
Good. Thank you. So would you like to tap on some sleep problems?
Yes, I had the same thing actually with my eyes. My eyes get really tired when I'm tired. But what happens with me and my sleep is it's very occasional. I get these bouts of insomnia, and I just can't sleep at all. And I identify it's related to my anxiety levels.
Mm-hmm.
So I get days, can't go to sleep, or then I go to sleep and then I wake up and go back to sleep. But it's definitely the same thing happens whether it's whatever stage it is. Is that thoughts start going through my mind, and it's almost like a hamster on a wheel, just goes faster and faster. And the more I'm trying to stop it and start doing things like something to distract me, it just kind of keeps coming back.
Okay.
All the kind of worry thoughts.
Okay, and are you experiencing insomnia at the moment?
No, not at the moment, really.
Yeah. I didn't think you would, because you've just done 4 days. No, you've just done 2 days of EFT.
Yes, no insomnia at all. So, it's all good at the moment, but when it does happen, and it was quite bad sometime late last year, and my period has been like 5 days feeling like I haven't slept at all, although I must have dozed off at some point.
So what's the fear of it happening again?
So what's the
fear of it happening again?
it's just that if I have got something really important the next day, and I can't really be there fully because I'm so tired, and sometimes the dread of it happening will actually make it happen, if that makes any sense. And for me, often the thoughts are related to financial things.
Okay. So, okay, so you think it will... Sorry, I just got distracted because I noticed that Rachel left and I wondered where she'd gone, but I see that she's just said goodbye. So, sorry. So the fear of it happening again on a scale of 0 to 10?
At the moment, it's probably only about 5.
Okay. Okay.
That's a good place after all the tapping.
So, and where do you feel, and what's the sensation of that fear of it happening again?
Here.
In your chest?
Chest, yeah.
Okay. Okay, let's do a round on that. So, even though this fear, chest,
In my chest.
of getting insomnia again.
Sorry, I'm losing the...
Of getting insomnia again.
Getting insomnia again.
I deeply and completely accept myself.
Accept myself.
Even though
I
have this fear. Of getting this insomnia again. I deeply and completely accept myself. This fear in my chest. This feeling in my chest. And what's the sensation in your chest right now?
It's just a tingle of anxiety, or it could be actually...
Okay. This tingle of anxiety.
A tingle of anxiety.
In my chest. When I think about getting insomnia again.
And I
know it's connected with anxiety. When I get it. I can't sleep for days. And I don't want that to happen again. This fear. Getting insomnia again. In my chest. Tingling. This fear. So say transform and take a deep breath.
Transform.
Thank you. So I'm going to check in with Catherine now. So Catherine, how are you doing after doing those rounds of tapping?
Feel much calmer.
Okay. Thank you. And you said that you had anxiety and adrenaline in your solar plexus, which was an 8. So what would you give that now?
A 0.
Great. That's wonderful. And when you think about waking up and all those thoughts coming up in your mind that you were saying before, the irrational thoughts which aren't true really, how do you feel about that?
At 3.
Okay, great. Okay, so I'm just going to move over to Katie now. I don't know, were you tapping along with us before you joined the call? Great.
Well, no, yes, as soon as I joined, yes.
Yeah, great, thank you. So how are you feeling now? I know we've just done one round.
Yeah.
So,
I was actually, before I was on video, yes, I was listening and tapping. Yeah, I think it's 2, maybe even just 1. I felt immediate.
Oh, lovely. Great. Okay, so what we'll do now is do a round together of creating a positive outlook for sleep. Yeah, and if there are words you want to throw in, either of you, then just do. So we'll do this together. So even though I've been having these sleep problems, I'm open to the possibility.
I'm open to the possibility
of knowing and trusting that was in the past.
That was in the past.
And maybe we can change things now.
And maybe we can change things now.
And have better sleep.
And have better sleep.
And I'm open to the possibility.
And I'm open to the possibility.
Of falling asleep easily and effortlessly.
Of falling asleep easily and effortlessly.
And sleeping through the night.
And sleeping through the night.
And waking at the right time.
And waking at the right time.
Feeling refreshed.
Feeling refreshed.
And raring to go.
And raring to go.
Tapping through the points, starting with the top of your head. I'm open to the possibility.
I'm open to the possibility.
My sleep can improve.
My sleep can improve.
With every night.
With every night.
And if I have a bad night's sleep.
And if I have a bad night's sleep.
I'm open to the possibility.
I'm open to the possibility.
Of remembering to tap.
Of remembering to tap.
Maybe just one round.
Maybe just one round.
Of tapping and releasing the anxiety.
Of tapping and releasing the anxiety.
And the thoughts.
And the thoughts.
And the overwhelm.
And the overwhelm.
That is stopping me sleeping.
That is stopping me sleeping.
I'm open to the possibility.
I'm open
to the possibility.
Of letting those reasons for not sleeping.
Letting those reasons for not sleeping.
Go. I'm open to the possibility.
I'm open to the possibility.
Tonight, as soon as my head touches the pillow.
As soon as my head touches the pillow.
I will drift off into a beautiful, easy sleep.
I will drift off into a beautiful, easy sleep.
And I will sleep all night long.
And I will sleep all night long.
Undisturbed.
Undisturbed.
And I'll wake up in the morning.
And I'll wake up in the morning.
At the right time.
At the right time.
And not a moment before.
And not a moment before.
Feeling refreshed.
Feeling refreshed.
Excited about my day.
Excited about my day.
And raring to go.
And raring to go.
With a skip in my step.
With the skip in my step.
Looking forward to what my day has to bring.
Looking forward to what my day has to bring.
And put your hands in the center of your chest, say transform, and take a deep breath.
Transform.
So how are you doing, Catherine?
Yeah, good. I'm just trying to work out where I type the questions.
Oh, the questions you can type on the right-hand side.
Right.
And Katie, how are you feeling?
I'm great. I've actually got something tomorrow morning that I'm already looking forward to, but now I'm just having a bit extra.
Wonderful. Wonderful. So I am going to just check through what people have said on the right-hand side, see if there are any questions. If anyone has any questions, you can type them in now. So happy Women's Day. Thank you. Yes, I think it's tomorrow. Okay, that was me. Bye-bye, Rachel. Oh, Rachel says she only has until 1:25. I've just seen that. Okay, good. Hi, Raya. Hi, Melanie. I don't know if you're still with us. Okay, Andrew says, is this a guided meditation? It's EFT tapping. So it's like acupuncture for emotions without the use of needles, and it releases the negative emotions. So maybe you've been trying it, maybe you've been tapping along with us. Let's see what else. Okay, this is guided meditation. Bye bye. I also get pain and tension around my eyes. Catherine,
that's how to do the questions.
Okay, so
exactly how Rachel was and Katie were describing. I get this terrible pain around here when I'm tired and stressed.
So again, you can tap on those feelings in the moment. The best time to tap is really when you're experiencing the feelings, because then you don't even have to think of any words. You can just tap. And when you're asleep, like if I have problems sleeping, I don't always sometimes I don't always tap. I might just, because I can't be bothered to do this, I'll just use my finger points. So, and I'll probably do the touch and breathe. So for those of you who aren't familiar with the finger points, it's the corner of the corner of each nail. When your hand's down, it's the corner of each nail at the closest to the body. And I'll just touch and breathe each of these points. And I find that really helpful if I have trouble sleeping. So what I encourage all of you watching and listening to do is to, if you do have sleep problems, you can either, again, follow along and watch this again and tap along to the problems, or in the moment when you're in bed and trying to sleep, then just do some tapping in that moment. And the finger points are the easiest. So we're coming to the end of this blab. I've really enjoyed it. It's the first time I've done a blab with 3 people, so thank you for being my guinea pigs. And if anyone is interested in downloading a free EFT video that I've done for stress and overwhelm, then you can do that on my website tamaradon.com. So there's that if you want to do that, and you can follow me on Facebook, Transformation for Women, and you're following me obviously on Blab, and I'm also on Periscope. So I'm going to be planning another tapping Blab. So if you want to join me, let me know. And if you want a specific theme, let me know as well, and I'll see what I can do. So I'm hoping to be here next Monday at 1 o'clock. So bye, Catherine.
Bye, thank you very much.
Bye, Blaze. Bye, Rachel. Thank you all so much for helping out and following.
Thanks.
And see you soon.
Yeah.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.